Hey everybody, Katie Lance here, founder and CEO of Katie Lance Consulting and the Get Social Smart Academy. And I am so excited for our monthly Get Social Smart Academy Spotlight. And today we have a very special interview for you. I am so excited to be chatting with my good friend, Cindy Carava. We are going to have a great conversation today. And for those of you who don't know Cindy, Cindy is a lifelong resident of Southern California. She's lived in San Gabriel Valley her entire life. Her and her husband, Jack, have been married for 29 years, and they have two grown daughters, Brittany and Megan. Cindy had been flipping houses with her husband for 26 years with an agent friend of theirs when she finally decided to dive into real estate. She's been licensed for over 7 years now and absolutely loves what she does. Helping people is really her passion, and Cindy's passion of helping people has gone way back. And in particular, in her previous occupation, where she worked in the medical field alongside doctors in the ER, OR, and various offices. Cindy serves all of San Gabriel Valley, the Inland Empire, and parts of North San Diego, as this area is her second home due to her husband's occupation of being a racehorse trainer. So Cindy, so happy to have you with us today. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, Katie. Thank you so much for having me. It is absolutely an honor and pleasure to be on your show. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. We're so excited to chat with you. So for people who don't know you, or maybe they don't know, a little bit about your business, tell us a little bit about your business, where you're at in your business, what your business looks like, whatever you'd like to share.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. So as you mentioned, I've had my license for coming up on 8 years. Boy, that flew by. It has been a crazy up and down the last few months, year, definitely with COVID, but it has been incredible too. Yeah, it's just been really crazy. So obviously as a new agent, years ago, learning to, know the ropes, know what you're doing, out with other agents, trying to gain some experience and stuff like that. And, for all new agents out there, it does take time. My first deal didn't happen till about 9 months in, and I was doing open houses every single weekend most of them were for other agents in our office. And so just trying to get leads and get potential clients. And 9 months later, I was doing an open house, and this cute little couple walked in and said, hi, we really enjoyed talking to you. We saw a house we'd like to buy, not this particular one, but we saw one we'd like to buy, but here's the catch, you need to sell our other house too. So I had a double whammy, my first deal. So
Nice.
I said, of course I can help you. Absolutely terrified, deer in headlights, but yes, we got through it, and they are still actually really, really close friends of mine, and actually live here in Glendora where I live. So, so that was really great and really, really fun. So, yeah, it's been a long haul, and it's been a lot of fun. I love it. Yeah, it's funny because, as you mentioned, Katie, in my past career, I was 1 year for my RN, and worked with doctors and in hospitals and everything else. And I really, really loved helping people, and whether it was, and I really, really was passionate about it. And then I left the medical field to raise my two girls. So I was a stay-at-home mom for 20 years. And then I kept thinking about, at one point, what am I going to do? What's my next chapter, and thought about going back to the medical field. But as, 20 years goes by, time changes, procedures change, everything changes, medications change out there. And I just thought, well, like I said, at the time, as you said, my husband and I were buying and selling houses, and we had a really good friend that was helping us do it. And she came to me one day and she's like, Cindy, she's like, you need to stop paying me, and you need to go get your license. And I was like, kind of like shocked, like me, go get my real estate license. Like, okay. All right. And I thought about it, and I thought, well, this might be good. And honestly, it was really honestly one of the best decisions I've ever made, to have my own business, to create that, and just to see how far I've come in such a short amount of time is just, I'm so excited and love what I do. And what's so neat is I am just as fulfilled being a real estate agent as I was, working alongside doctors with patients. It's really amazing. And how much of that, the skills that I had from being a nurse carried over does carry over to the real estate world, learning how to think very quickly, working as a team, negotiations and stuff like that. It's really, really amazing. A lot of times some of my girlfriends that are still working as nurses, will ask me, well, Cindy, don't you miss, being in the operating room or the emergency room, with everything? And I said, well, no, I always love medicine. I think it's really fascinating. I said, but guess what? I love what I do now, and it's very similar. I said, I'm still helping people, just in a different way. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well, and just the care that needs to go in when you're in the medical profession, and empathy, and just the people skills of, working with and I would imagine all different types of people day in and day out. So yes. I could see how that really translates very well to real estate.
Yeah, because especially, every single transaction is different, just like every single patient that I encountered was different in their problem. Same with every transaction. So it is very similar, actually. So so it's really a lot of fun, though.
Wow. And as far as the structure of your business, you're a solo agent, right?
I am a solo agent. Yes.
And when we were chatting earlier, you were talking about, the other folks you work with. And I love that. I mean, you're the lenders and your title rep. It's like, even if you're a solo agent, you still have a team, right? Like there's like an army, there's always like an army behind you, right?
Absolutely.
We're not an island.
No, I definitely not. And I would not be as successful as I have been without my team. And, it does, it's, like we talked about, it's my 2 lenders that I work with, it's my title rep, but it's also, my office staff, my receptionist, my assistant, which is not my assistant, it's for the whole office. And we have 2 transaction coordinators in our office. And, it's just, and not to mention then the backside of real estate, I have an amazing home inspector. I have an amazing, flooring person, gardener. I mean, all of that. So that's what we talk about when we say it's a team effort. It's, they all help me be a better agent and make our transactions go as smooth and stress-free as possible.
Yeah, that's huge. So I was doing a little bit of digging before our interview, and I know you've been in our academy a long time. I was almost surprised to realize it's been like 3 years. You joined our academy in 2018. I don't even know if you know this.
Yep, I did.
And it's so fun to just see how things have flourished with you, and you're doing all this great stuff with video, and I see you on social media. Can you share with our audience a little bit about how social media has impacted your business?
Yes, absolutely. So one thing I just want to backtrack a little bit. So as far as you and me, I found you on Facebook 3 years ago when it was one of your 30-day social media challenges. And I thought, wow, this sounds really interesting. I, need to know more about this. I'm over 50. So I'm not a young whippersnapper anymore. And I know that, if social media is where it's at, you talk about it all the time, everybody does. And like, I really need to get up with the time. So I did that 30-day challenge, and I was scared out of my mind to do my first video. In fact, if you go to my YouTube channel and my first video is on there, it's horrific. but like you said, you want to get out of your comfort zone, and I will say exactly what you say, Katie. This is how you sound. This is how you look. Get over it. Done is better than perfect, and it was so true. And so I just took that leap of faith, did my first video 3 years ago. Sorry. And, and so now it's, after doing them, for a few, years now, I do get more comfortable. I do have more fun with it. And whether it's a recorded video or live or anything on social media, posting, it's a lot of fun. And I'm so grateful to you for getting me out of my comfort zone 3 years ago. So yes, I did remember it was 3 years ago.
Oh, I love it. And I've always loved, your videos pop up on my feed all the time. And sometimes they're solo videos, sometimes you're interviewing someone. I see a lot where you're out and about, you're at a certain location and you're highlighting a local business, or can you talk a little bit about your strategy? Do you kind of just get inspired and go, I'm going to go do a video about this? Or do you kind of like to map it out? What are your kind of, how do you sort of think about that in terms of your content and what you put out there?
Yeah, as far as the video goes, yes, I actually have somebody that helps me, my good buddy, social media buddy, Gia. And so we sit down on Sundays. She just recently moved to Georgia, so it's been a little challenging. So we get on the phone and we do a little time blocking and we map it out what we're going to do for the whole week. Sometimes we get really inspired and we'll do a couple of weeks and different videos and stuff like that, and post kind of what we're going to be doing for the next week or two. And as far as video goes, yeah, definitely I try to highlight all my favorite businesses, or a place that maybe I had really great customer service, and I tell the owner of the store or the restaurant and say, hey, I'm a local real estate agent here in the area. I'd love to come back and highlight you, and talk about how long you've ran the business, what different things that you can offer, clients and stuff like that. And they get so excited, and so it's been a lot of fun. And I started doing it again right before COVID hit. And then with everything shut down, I couldn't. So that is my goal for the next month, Katie, is start getting back into doing local businesses, because I really do love it. And they like it too. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a lot of fun when you can highlight local businesses. I think most local businesses would say, yes, we would love that. We'd love some free advertising, and especially when it's something that you love, if you had good service or it's just something that you really want to support. I think it's a win-win all around. So I look forward to seeing your new ones coming up as the world starts to open up.
I know, exactly. And then I've done other ones too, which have been really fun too. Where I did a inspection and I had my favorite inspector with me and showed a highlight of him looking underneath the sink of a bathroom and talking about, why an inspection is so important when you're purchasing a home. I've done videos where I've done the final walkthrough, with my clients, and why doing that final walkthrough 3 days before you close escrow is so important. I've done videos. Actually, I have a video I did during the summer for first-time home buyers that is like a 10-step process. So when I do get a new client and I find out that maybe they're a newer or new home buyer, after our conversation, I'll tell them, I'm going to text you a video. And I say, it's really cheesy and corny, but it gets the point across of the 10 steps to purchasing a home. I said that way, when we're going through the steps, you'll remember, oh, that's right. I remember when Cindy talked about, this is the point where we do our good faith deposit or EMD, or this is the point where, the appraisal comes in and how we go through, we navigate through that. So it kind of gives them a kind of overall view of what it's like to purchase a home. And that way, when we are going through those processes, those milestones in the transaction, it's not so foreign to them. Right. And it's not as scary because obviously purchasing a home, we all know it's your biggest purchase you're ever going to make in your life. And you want it to be comfortable for your clients for sure. So I had a lot of fun doing that, and I will send that out to my clients as well.
Well, and I think you make a really good point. I think a lot of times we think of video as a way to attract business or generate leads, which it certainly can be. But the other piece of video, when you're creating content that is somewhat evergreen, somewhat timeless, like your video you just mentioned, you can send that one-to-one to your clients. And it's just one more layer of your credibility, and building that know, like, and trust factor, which I just think is huge.
Yes, so exactly.
Are you mentioned YouTube, are you putting all of your videos on YouTube, or what's kind of your strategy with where you're putting your content these days?
Well, most of it goes on Facebook first. And I do need to change that after listening to your YouTube video the other day. I'm like, okay, Gia, we need to change and we need to put it on YouTube first. So I've been a little delayed in my YouTube channel, but definitely it usually goes on Facebook first. And then exactly what we talked about earlier about repurposing, and she will take a smidgen and put it on Instagram stories, and it goes on Instagram as well. But I need to get better, definitely, I confess I need to get better at putting it on YouTube.
No, that's all good. That's all good. So it sounds like you're spending a lot of time on Facebook, Instagram, a little bit on YouTube. Are those kind of your primary platforms, or are you diving into anywhere else, or is that kind of where you're spending your time?
Yeah, no, probably the most of my time on those. I try to do at least a post a week on LinkedIn. Of some sort, so I'll keep that going. I know, that's a good platform as well. I love Pinterest, but I'm afraid if I get on that, there's no getting off of it.
Yeah, it could be a black hole.
Yes, exactly. So I think, for me, being on Facebook, my business page and my personal page, and Instagram has been great. In fact, I know you talk about this is, don't be a drive-by liker, right. Comment, deep dive into the conversations. Don't just go into look at Facebook posts and stuff like that. So interesting enough, about 3 months ago, I saw a conversation on Facebook between two of my friends. And I was reading the comments from between my two friends, and I realized that my one friend, was commenting on the photos and saying, "Oh my gosh, have you guys moved yet?" Mm-hmm. And my other girlfriend said, "No, we're going to be putting the house up for sale very soon." So ding, 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 light bulb came on.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute, this is me. And so I reached out to my friend and, messaged her and said, and we did know each other a little bit. Our girls went to school together. They were on cheer together. So it was an easy conversation, and just said, "Hey, I saw on Facebook that you're, thinking about selling your home. I would love the opportunity to come talk to you and your husband about what I can offer for you to, get your house sold." And it was interesting because she wrote me back and she says, "Oh, well, we're really thinking about doing for sale by owner." And I said, "Oh, completely understand, but I would still really appreciate it if we could at least have some coffee, and chat over this, So I did make an appointment with them, and I did get the listing, and it was great because, again, I had done a video right before it came on the market. It was on a piece of property in Glendora that was 3.3 acres, and it was in the hills in the woods. So I was in the middle of this property with all these oak trees around me. My daughter was videotaping me, and I was talking about the property. My buyer saw the video that did not know me, and he contacted me and said, "When are you going to be showing this property?" So I was able to double in the property as well. So because of Facebook and video. Yeah. So thank you, Katie.
I love it. I love hearing stories like that. And, I think that's a really good example, because you mentioned how you have, a marketing assistant who kind of helps you with some of the strategy and planning and maybe even repurposing. But I love that you also talk about the value of just showing up. I mean, if you hadn't been there, and you're the one who has these relationships, right? And you're being proactive and not just, like you said, being a drive-by liker. And so I think it's that balance of both, right? Having the strategy, yes, having content, but then just showing up as you would at a party, and being observant and being intentional and connecting, making those connections, I think is key.
Yeah, no, definitely is. And that was really fun to see, the seeds that you have planted over the years, to see it come to fruition. Like, oh, it does work. Yay, Katie.
It does work. Yeah. Woohoo. We love that.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It was really great. Yeah, definitely. So it has been really fun doing video and being on social media more, and it's funny because with my husband's business, being at the racetrack, and a lot of our friends and a lot of people from the racetrack will come up to him and say, "Oh, I saw Cindy's video, the new house that she's got listed," and he just goes, "Oh, okay," because he didn't really see the purpose of it. But once I started saying, "Oh, I got that listing because of that, and I did this because of Facebook or Instagram, or somebody saw something," now he's realizing like, "Oh, okay, this is a value. This is pretty cool,"
right.
So
it's not just you hanging out on
Instagram. No, exactly. And eating bonbons all day.
Right. No. Yeah. So yes, honey, there's a business reason here.
Yes, there is. Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, I'd love for you to kind of talk a little bit about, kind of dive into a little bit of how you get organized with your marketing and social media. And I love how you mentioned you've got, Gia. Is there any systems or tools that you use, like, I don't know, Google Calendar or spreadsheet, or is there any certain tools that you guys use to stay organized, or is it pretty Is it pretty basic? Either way, there's no right or wrong answer. I know people are always curious about how, it's like, how do you stay organized and also like, stay focused on the fact that you are a real estate agent, that you shouldn't be doing social media 24/7, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. You just have to carve out that time. So usually, because like I said, Gia has moved to Georgia recently, and there's a 3-hour time difference. So when I'm getting up at usually 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, she's up already. So we can call, we can text, and kind of get things, scheduled for the week, for the 2 weeks, whatever it is. I try to do the social media calendar that's in the Get Smart Social Academy about different things to do with content. So we try to, maybe 1 week it's community, 1 week it's educational. We try to mix it up as best as we can. Sometimes we succeed and sometimes we don't, but we're all human. So it's all good. So, I just feel like anytime we can get something out there, any kind of positive post, whether it's a post, whether it's a video, I think is all good, definitely. Yeah. So we try to have some kind of a template that we use off of Get Social Smart Academy. But sometimes we just throw caution to the wind and, hey, I like this month. Oh my gosh, I've had 4 closings this month. I have another one actually tomorrow. So It's like, I'm sending her like, okay, this is closing tomorrow. Here's the photos. Here's the information. Here's the picture, and so sometimes, like you said, our best laid plans of using our Get Social Smart, template goes caution through the wind and we're doing something different, but it's all good, so.
Well, and I think that's a great lesson in the fact that you can have a plan. I mean, we do the same thing. We have a plan, we have an editorial calendar, but then things happen, this past year with everything going on, it's like, we need to rearrange our calendar a little bit. You don't want to be tone deaf and you want to be timely. So I think there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like the local news station. They're going to have an editorial calendar, but if there's breaking news, they're going to change,
Yep.
So,
exactly.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people who watch our videos and our content and podcasts and stuff that are struggling. They're struggling with social media. They feel like it's a time suck. They're not sure where to start. They're not sure if it's worth it. And I just would be curious if you have any advice for someone like that who might just be struggling or feeling a little overwhelmed with social media. If you have any advice you could share, we would love to hear that.
Yes, actually, I do. I would say for somebody that's brand new to social media and doesn't know where to start, I would pick one platform and go with that. So whether you're more comfortable with Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or Twitter or Pinterest, start just with one and make out a plan of what you're going to do. And even if it's just once a week, you're posting something, to get your feet wet. Do it. And then as time goes on and you're feeling more comfortable, add another day to the week that you're going to be posting something. And it will just come naturally that you feel more confident. I think so many people look at social media and they get very overwhelmed because you're right, Katie, there's so many different platforms. This does this, this does this, Instagram has, stories and it has reels now and you got IGTV and, it can be very overwhelming, but I think for somebody starting off, I think that's the best way is pick one that you're comfortable with and just add to it, on a weekly, monthly basis, whatever you're comfortable with, and go from there. And once you feel really confident with that platform, then take on a second one, and maybe you start off with Facebook and then you go to Instagram, or you start off with Instagram and you go to Facebook, whatever it is. And don't lose faith and don't lose hope. We all have to learn, and, it does take time, and it's okay. And just go at your pace. And, nobody has a record book. Nobody has a report card on how fast you do something or how fast you learn. Just do it so you're comfortable. And if you do it as you're comfortable with, it's going to come off so much more genuine. As you talk about, Katie, it's going to lean into who you are. And that is so much more, applicable and then trying to can something and force something, that you're not comfortable with. And it does come off. It does come off definitely as, you don't seem genuine, and you want, like you talked about the trust factor. You want people to know you. You want people to like you. And then finally the trust comes in. I'm going to do a little shameless plug for Miss Betty Russo and Christina George because of their great podcast. It has been amazing. I'm so proud of those two. It's been fun listening to their last 3 episodes. So good for them, because it does definitely help to just build and continue, your social media strategies. Definitely.
Absolutely. And we'll link that in our notes below. If you're watching this over on YouTube, or you're listening to this over in our podcast, we'll make sure to link to their podcast. They're also 2 fellow Academy members. It's been great to see them flourish and just,
Yes.
I love their podcast. It's been fun. It's been fun to be a part of it for sure. Oh my goodness, this has been so fun. Well, we're going to continue the conversation over on our podcast. But before we wrap up this part of the interview, Cindy, is there anything else that you want to add? Any last minute, I don't know, things I didn't ask you, or anything you want to throw in here?
No, like I said, I would just, tell people just to, keep watching you. Thank you, Katie, for all you do. The Get Smart Social Academy is amazing. It has been such a plethora of knowledge for me. If I want to know something, it's so great to be able to go to the Academy and look up, YouTube or Instagram or whatever it is I'm asking questions about. And also, having our own Facebook page, and being able to ask those questions to our Academy members. It's been so fun because, like I said, now I'm friends with, a few of the Academy members, and we each other have either cell phone numbers and talking and chatting. And it's just neat to be able to bounce ideas off of other, agents. And it's just been really a great opportunity. So thank you, Katie, for that, for all you do.
Oh, absolutely. It's my pleasure. Well, this has been so much fun chatting with you, Cindy. And I know you're going to stay on the line. We're going to extend this interview a few more minutes. For those of you watching over on YouTube or Facebook, we have a podcast, the Katie Lance podcast, and we always put our Get Social Smart Spotlight interviews on our podcast. But we have some special questions for Cindy just for podcast listeners. So no pressure. But if you're listening on YouTube or Facebook, you can head over to the podcast and check that out. And if you'd like more information about the Academy, as Cindy mentioned, she's been an Academy member for the last 3 years. We are growing, and our passion is to really help agents get smarter about social media. We don't feel like social media is the end all and be all. It's just one more tool in your tool chest when done right that can make a big difference. So for more information about that, you can go to katielance.com/academy. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and the bell button so you get notified when we have new content each and every week. We're going to put Cindy's contact information below. So if you know of anyone moving out to the San Gabriel Valley or North San Diego, we're going to make sure that you can contact Cindy easily, and we will put that all below. So thank you so much, Cindy. I'm so happy that you were here with us today.
Thank you, Katie. It's been absolutely a pleasure.